What is going on, Marlboro Softball, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast. Not part of my take, I'm sorry. It's the Marlboro Softball Podcast. Fellas, the final week of the regular season. It's a really, really sad thing to say that we're at this point of the year. But that usually means that there's some good games, some meaningful games, playoffs, play-in game, a lot of good things ahead. But it's a little depressing at the same time. Dom DeFalco, how are we doing today, buddy?
I'm good. It feels like just yesterday we wanted to kill ourselves because it was just March. It was like still 3 weeks from the draft. That's such a blur now.
I know. Happened so fast.
Kind of looking forward to this week off coming, too, honestly.
Yeah, Labor Day weekend. Thankfully, no rainouts, knock on wood, that we have to deal with and use that weekend for. I'll throw it over to our special guest for the evening, the judge himself, hopefully the 1 seed, potentially, Frank LaRocca. How are we doing today?
Good. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us. I think it's been a crazy year for you guys, so come represent what could be the 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've been battling all year. But a lot of stuff had to happen the last week. We had started out with 7 guys, went to 8, and O'Connor was supposed to come for an hour, and he ended up staying. His wife came to the field, looking for him.
On her birthday, right?
On her birthday, where he promptly threw his bat at Matt Hill, and
that is so funny.
But it lines up, and it comes down to it. I mean, we said week 4, week 5, maybe week 6. Those guys were 0-2 to start the year, but maybe they're 4-2. We were both fighting. Alex and I said, wouldn't it be funny if it came down to that final game of the year? And then all year long going back and forth, and here we are. It somehow comes down to the final game of the year. But it's just exciting. I mean, regular season's regular season. The playoffs a different tournament. Any team can beat any team. We've all seen it. My team has done it. We've won games. We've lost games. We've won series. We've lost series. Last year's team Lombardi got eliminated in the first round. I think 2 years ago you might have got eliminated in the second round. I thought you had the best team in the league. So these series, trying to get a field and trying to maybe get a better matchup, is kind of important. But you look at some of these games, you look at some of these playing games, and I heard what you guys said on the pod last week. I mean, who the heck wants to go against Drashinsky?
Right.
Round 1 of the playoffs. I mean, it's just, you see Mike Santaromita staring at you with that mug, 4 or 5 times a game. It's a little bit
it's terrifying.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you take any stock into the whole not wanting to play a team coming off of an emotional Wednesday night win before the playoff series starts, like a playing game versus being the 3 seed?
Yeah, I do, because we've seen it. I mean, we went up against a Gold Farm team a couple of years back, and they had just came off a playing game victory. They played us really hard 2 games. We've seen Pingaro's team take, I think they took Meyer deep. They almost won the game. They came out of the playing game. It's coming off of that emotional win, and then a lot of times they put you right back on Union Hill. You're like, these guys just won here.
Right. Why play here?
Yeah, it's tough. Definitely tough.
Frank, do they reseed after the playing game? Let's say okay, that's what I thought.
The standings and the division titles count for the first round, and then everything gets reseeded by record. So if you on a for example, I think 7 or 8 teams could end up 10-12, right? And the tiebreaker analysis is common record. Well, if 2 of those teams are out and it changes the common record, it's reseeded for the next round. That's just the way it works.
Oh, interesting. That's a wrinkle.
Oh, it goes all the way down. Yeah.
All the way down the line. Yep.
So if there's a 4-team tie at 10-12, and one of those teams are eliminated, they redo the tiebreaker with the 3 teams that are left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. That's cool.
Yep.
I mean, that makes sense. I would never think about that myself, but it makes sense that they do it that way.
Yeah, because you want to, look, you're playing your division twice, right? As much as you want to say it's a quote balanced schedule, it's really not, right?
Mhm.
You could be in a division that has highly competitive teams versus a division that doesn't. You play a lesser quality team, you have a better record. So they do the overall standings. It's not going to go by the division records and all that.
I've heard people float the idea of expanding to 2 more teams and not doing divisions. But now, watching the way these last couple weeks have played out, I feel like this is the best way to do it.
Yeah, look, we have a turnover. We had like a 25-person turnover on average. One year we had 40 people turnover. Imagine with 26 more people, 26 more people in the league.
Yeah.
Kind of dilutes the fraternity part of the season. I also played in this league for years where there was no playing game. And when they changed the playoff format, they were like, you know what? Let's do this with the bottom 4 teams. It was to keep people showing up at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just didn't show up. And then there were teams that were forfeiting the first round of the playoffs. They forfeited one of the last 3 games and forfeited the second game of the playoffs. Like they lost one and went home. Like that's not what this league's about. So
right.
Keeping it, your and interesting it's really great for the fans. I mean, really great.
Come and take it.
Well, here we are. It's recording Tuesday the 19th. On tomorrow, people have already listened to this, but the play-in or the Wednesday night games are Seth Polzer and Pollock Lashinsky, 4 teams that are either in the playing game or fighting to stay out of it. And it's one of the most excited I've been for a Wednesday night matchup this year. And it's 4 bad teams.
Well, I mean, 4 teams that haven't won, so
And I have all the people from Seth's team now. There after they lost to Pollock, they were essentially rationalizing how fun it would be to play in the playing game. And I went there myself because we were if you remember 2 weeks ago, we had the shortest odds to be in it of all the teams left. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, how fun this is going to be. Everyone's going to be there. But I was shitting myself. I don't want to lose in front of 100 people. That's not fun. You don't even get a 3-game series. But now it's going to be, how could you pick either of these teams, Polzer or Seth, with confidence? It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's nuts. We were talking before here, Frank. There's a couple events. Well, first of all, last weekend, the Pez tournament. Shout out Pez for putting on a fun day. How did you feel playing in that, Dom? Did you play in it last year? That half arc, half.
I've never seen an MVP in my life, so I'm not on the bandwagon of it still. I didn't hate it. I liked not having to pitch every inning. That was nice. Over like a 5-game day in the sun. That was really nice. I loved the fall tournament last year. It's like we played like 6 games, but it was like sunny but 70, and it was like
not a million degrees.
Good flow. Like Pez had a good flow. Everything was kind of rolling good. It's just so hard. I know that, like, Frank, you do this twice a year now with the Hornick and the fall tournament. It's people a lot like the minimum amount of time something takes instead of the maximum, and then it's like you don't have the expectation to be playing at 5:45 when you hear, oh, you're only playing 4 or 5 games, but now you're there and everyone's tired, wanted to go home. But he raised a lot of money for a really good cause, and I think we had a really fun game, all the way through.
Yeah.
I mean, we shared the same dugout. Like, it was fun. But you can tell, like, it's the dog days of summer. We've played 20 games in Marlboro. We've played 4 or 5 tournaments in between, all of that stuff. Even the young kids are getting tired, and, that's why I said I really like this week off of kind of like nothing.
Big reset.
They'll spend time with their family, realize that softball isn't the most important thing for a week, and then it gets to be the most important thing for a week again. But I think you need that break after caring for 20 weeks about it. You need just like a little bit of a
mental reset.
Dennis said that at the pod tournament. He was like, I didn't care if I got a hit, if I got thrown out going to second, it's a mental toll. Even last year as a rookie, I felt it, especially as a pitcher. But it's usually it's like a 10-week season, right? You play 10 doubleheaders in a playoff, then a new season starts. You kind of get that break. Here, it's
nonstop.
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle.
Yeah,
Marlboro softball is a lifestyle. That's
really
sure.
it runs as long as the major league season runs.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're a captain and you start prepping, the captain's meetings in February, you start your draft prep in February, going into March, then people are starting to go outside and decide to see who the new guys might be. Let's ask them to come to a scrimmage. It really starts in February and it ends in October. There's like not much time off.
Is that
It's
your
like when
favorite?
they do when they say pitchers and catchers are reporting, it's like captains are reporting from Marlboro softball.
Exactly.
What do you find more fun, Frank? The draft prep into the draft, or this week into the playoffs?
Listen, the best day of the year, better than Christmas, is draft day.
Yeah.
It is the most fun, most exciting. You feel like a little kid, running to the Christmas tree. What are you going to unwrap?
Yeah.
And everyone thinks they know what's going to happen, and it never happens. So it's just a magical day. And I've been fortunate enough to be in the room for many years. I was a board member first, so it's just amazing to be in there.
Kind of starts at 5. I remember last year after everyone pulled the numbers, I went out to the parking lot to smoke a joint, and Pat Pingaro was standing under a light pole like he was in Casablanca yelling about something. I'm like, wow, we're starting right now. Right now we're starting.
That's really when the draft starts, is that night.
Yeah.
Where everyone finds out the draft order.
Yep.
The slow draft begins because then you find out who they're taking 1, and then you go to 2, making sure you're getting your guy. The first round's known through the first 10 picks. I feel like by the time the draft starts.
Yep.
Unless you make a crazy trade like you and Pings. The 2 other events you mentioned that last year, Dom, but the fall tournament is back. Frank, we're doing a tournament style again. Anything you want to say about that? I know you put out a call for names today.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we COVID year we went to a fall league. It was highly successful, and it ran for a few years. Last couple of years, it's been kind of difficult to get a lot of interest in it and people showing up because this league has become so dominant. It's like a lot of things on Saturdays, a lot of things during the week, and to get people now to commit, during the playoffs for 4 or 5 weeks to play Saturday and Sunday. It doesn't raise any more money. It was really just to get more softball in. So we're going to go with the tournament schedule this time. It'll be a 3-game guarantee. We'll do like two pool games and a single elimination. We'll raise the same amount of money. We'll have a great day. Have my guy barbecuing out there again. And
you do like a 50-50 to raise some more money?
Yeah, I mean, I personally can't do a 50-50. But if somebody wants to do a private 50-50 and donate the money, I could certainly accept it because 50-50s technically need a gambling license. It's a raffle gamble. It's not hard to get, but I don't have one. So I can't run a 50-50 myself.
Yeah. The guy that puts weed in his food and lives in his kitchen will do it.
Somebody who puts bowls out and little tickets and sells 100 to a dude and then announces that night, if you're not here, you can't win. Like somebody like that.
Yeah, got you. That's me, guys. I got you.
That's exciting. So if you haven't signed up, go comment on Frank's Facebook post, text them, send him carrier pigeon, however you want to get involved. I'm sure he's looking for people and sponsors and whatnot. So reach out and get involved. And then you got another one, right?
Yeah, look, the fan base in this league has just grown. I mean, everywhere you go, regular season games, there's 15, 20 people watching, families. And my wife and a lot of people's girlfriends and people's sisters and cousins, they play. And, started talking like, hey, would you guys be interested in like getting a little thing going on maybe in the spring or in the late fall on Saturdays? And a lot of the women said, yeah, I did a post. I got a lot of DMs. And we're going to try, have a couple of scrimmages at the end of September and October 11th. I anticipate the board's going to approve it being a Marlboro softball event tonight at their meeting. But on October 11th, there's going to be a Marlboro men's softball women's tournament. And it's not going to be bring your D team in, it's not going to be that. It's going to be, a low compression ball, ASA bats, our rules. And, we're going to try to either have a draft or just match teams to try to get some parity so the girls go out and have fun. And if we get enough interest, we'll push it throughout the winter and see if we can come up with a league for the spring. It'd be kind of cool.
That would be a very fun time.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, if anyone's out there, any girlfriends, wives, fiancés listening, reach out, get involved, hit up Frank. I think that should be really fun.
I know Alyssa's been saying she's a better ball player than Gary, so I'd like to see it.
Yeah. And maybe Gary will have to give her his shirt back. We don't have to see that anymore.
I'm here for that, baby. Frank, I don't want to bury the lead, but do you think we might have some player replacements tonight?
Oh yeah, they have it all set up. they
Yeah.
just had to confirm it for tonight.
Sweet.
You know, but I had Ronnie at a mandatory meeting last Friday at Dave and Buster's. So
we heard all about it. A very happy Pat Pingaro after a 17-6 win was joking about that Dave and Buster's, but if that was a 6-17 game, he might have burned Dave and Buster's he would have beat the shit out of Dave and Buster.
Yeah. Showed up at the game and Lugos was giving Ronnie shit even though they won 17-6. He was like really angry. Like, hey, you won.
Yeah.
That was a big win. Speaking of that 17-6 win, that was a big win for Pings, especially with Carroll and Goddard both dropping theirs. Sets Pings up to have a chance to be the 5 seed he could be if things go right this week.
Yeah, I think he's currently like at the 6 seed. Look at it right here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, currently 6, but he can move up to 5. Yeah. Yep.
What a long way they've come, honestly, too.
Yeah, Pat always has his teams fighting, man. Like, people say, well, how did you draft that team? Why did you make that trade? Like, Pat had an idea of what he wanted, and he talked. Hey, look, we start draft prepping the Sunday after New Year's. That's what we start doing, And he has said from the beginning, he goes, I'd like to put a team together with Eddie and the Silverbergs. And I gave him the pros and cons. I played with the Silverbergs. I've coached them. And he liked the dynamic. He thought he'd be able to bring them along and, keep developing Austin and Holden. And by the way, if anyone saw Holden hit this weekend, Holden was ripping the ball, man. Like Holden was really on. Like he was struggling in the beginning of the year, but he's like on fire right now.
The best Silverberg.
Yeah. I mean, Doc is a phenom, unbelievably, but unfortunately he's down. But that's what Pat wanted to do. And he's always been intrigued by Fred. That was kind of like a last-minute decision. Fred was the backup. Like he would draft Fred as his pitcher and go with the Silverbergs. But if he fell to him, but when he was sitting there, Pat felt he couldn't pass him up, and that's what he went for.
Do you think the play of Austin and Holden, because you know them well, do you think it changes with Doc not on the field or on the sidelines? Do you think that changes at all? Because he's a large presence. Like. Everyone knows him. He's such a good ball player. He's vocal. I don't know. He's like.
I got to tell you something. I know Austin in kind of a different way than a lot of people do. I've always tried to be like the uncle to him. Always supportive since he, his second year in the league, and always lending an ear and giving him some advice. And you sit there now as a 28-year-old man, right? In the prime physical time of your life. And I'll go back 2 years when I drafted him. It was about a year and a half ago. I said, look, you most guys your age are able to now be better athletes than your father. I said, stop competing. Your dad is a phenom.
He's a freak, yeah.
You'll be better at some things, but you're not going to be better at other things. I said, just be there and have fun. And it worked out really well. Austin had an amazing year with me, and I think he took like 5 steps forward. And I think, with this year, Doc saw that it was better if he didn't coach his own kids because they feel the dad pressure. I mean, it's there, We've all felt it growing up. And
when you love your dad too, that's like.
Yeah, and you want to do good for him and, all that stuff. And, they're having a much better time playing together as like comrades, making fun of each other, having a good time, than Doc telling them what to do. So, not sure that, initially the Pingaro style worked great with Austin and Holden, but I think they've come to know, even with Fred, like Fred's very tough, as a coach. But, if you listen to him and you talk to him when he's calm, not when he's, hyped up, like in the middle of a game, he makes a lot of sense, about what he's asking you to do, and he tries to give you advice. So I think the two of those kids, they finally started just going, let me just listen and absorb what these guys know, and
stop trying to do too much. Yeah,
exactly. Right. And that's always been Austin's problem, trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And from too much eating to too much running around on the field. But he's really matured in a lot of ways, and it's good to see those guys play.
Who does Pingaro have for the last game? That's a division game, right? I would assume they're all with them now.
Yeah, let's see. Who do they got? They play against Conti at Swim 10:30. So a game you'd like to see them win and finish the year strong.
Right. That's going to be fun. Yeah, they beat the crap out of Klaczynski, honestly. I know some people are upset with a couple of the umping calls, but it's like if you're down by 11 runs, how mad can you get by a half a call?
I think the biggest controversy from that game is that Danny DeFidel in a prime spot to toss somebody didn't do that yet again. So a bat was thrown and no one was tossed. We don't have to go into any more specifics about that, but Danny D yet again, way to be.
Yeah, I mean, I observed the videotape. For one of my fellow captains was trying to get me on board to give a comment on my position, which I have none. But I was concerned as to why Danny DeFidel didn't even say anything. When you look at that video closely, he's looking, even though somebody's like yelling, walking past him, he's looking like
yeah.
I don't even know where. So he definitely didn't see it. I don't know.
This is, I think Pat's like, I think this team, like, what if that potentially happens at maybe Swim or Union Hill with maybe a guy like Fogarty in the playoffs? Like I think this is the only way. Like Pat's team, I think, is very tough, and I think they are really very capable of beating themselves more than the other teams are capable of beating them. But they beat the shit out of Klaczynski, so they get another week. They don't have to worry about that.
Yep. They have a pretty emotional team, and I think like having guys like Ed and Doc on the sidelines there supporting them is helpful because they're another set of eyes that know the game. And Pat's running around game time managing. Fred is now pitching, so it's tough for him to see the whole field. Mm-hmm. When you're sitting there on the mound pitching. So, having those guys there kind of keeps these guys a little bit calm. You wondered if, right, at the beginning of the season for Pat's team, were they going to buy in, right? Because that's what you need to be on a Pingaro team. You got to buy in to the whole philosophy. And, Pat, as always, he did it. He got these guys to buy in. They love playing for him. He gets the most out of them. And look, they are an emotional team. I think that they're doing better with that as of late. But they are also a very tough team. It's a very tough lineup, top to bottom.
I mean, I didn't love facing them at Union Hill. It's even Seamus at the back.
I think Union Hill fits them well with the way their defense is because they're not the flashiest defensively. So we'll see what happens with this. Whoever they get as their replacement, if it's going to help them defensively, be a little bit more flashy. But playing them on the smaller fields, I think helps them tremendously in that sense.
Agreed.
All right, let's talk about the other two 11 and 10 teams.
Way to be, Dom! Let's go! Way to be! Come on, Bruce. Go, Brett! Go back! Bruce, please! Let's go! In a rush! Give me the ball! Go one down!
Because you guys, Meyer, beat Tom Carroll in a big comeback game, which is a massive, massive win for you guys. Massive loss for Tom. And then we also have Goddard losing to Goldfarb by a whole bunch. I think.
What do you want to go first?
Well, let's go to your game first. What happened, and did someone get ejected?
I'll tell you what happened in this game. Ray Porzio's cousin happened in this game. Frank, I don't know if you've watched this. This is
I didn't see it.
I mean, The first time we played Carol's team, we made like 8 errors. We gave them they beat us by 2, and we gave them almost every run that they had. So I think we were a little emotional to try to beat them. I want to beat Tom out of spite for not drafting me. Um, you know, I just and we just came out. We scored 4 in the first, and they scored 4, and then they scored 3. And Joe Caputo is such a massive bat, but we don't have another second baseman, so it was like just a carousel of people trying their very best at a position they've never played. And it's not very hard on that Tom Carroll top 5 or 6 for them to hit the ball at the second baseman. So it was a lot of stress for me from and you're at Morel. That wind is sweeping from for the righty batters from their body to the outside, perfect to just slap it towards right field. I'm very thankful Vince Caputo's behind them there and Pat Brock, but like we were pretty much dead. We were dead. I legged out like an infield single, and I got a little angry with the guys because I felt like we stopped running hard to first base. We were down like 9-4, and we just did not look like a team that's won like 4 of the last 5. Like I thought that we would have a little bit of juice. We were down by, I think, we're down by 4 runs, and Ian hits a triple. Scooty, who I love, kind of missed the call at first. Like Louis Cano had a ball, he called him out, looked away, and as he kind of looked away, the ball bobbled out of Louis's glove, and then he like re-caught it, and Scooty was kind of turned around for it, and it became like a very emotional spot in the game. It was like the 5th or 6th inning. They stopped scoring runs. We stopped scoring runs. And Ray Porzio's cousin was yelling at Scooty in like the 4th inning about what a horrible call it was. He's kind of like in the dugout, even though Morel doesn't have a dugout. He's like near the fence. So Scooty kind of went into the fence and was like, "You're not on the team. You're not wearing a jersey. Get out of the dugout. Don't yell at me. Just you're a spectator. Watch the game." So in like the 8th inning, Ian hits like a 1-out triple. It's like 8-4, and we're just dead in the water. And he hits this triple. I thought it went to the left of the cone. Dave thought it went to the left of the cone, and we were kind of giving Scooty a little bit of shit, like, "Come on, give us one," kind of deal. And Ray Porzio's cousin starts yelling at Dave, and I was like, I like Ray. That's the gruesome twosome. I'm a big fan of Ray Porzio. And we played together all last year. Maybe I saw this guy once. He came in shag balls one game. I didn't know who he was. But Dave said something to him like, "Hey, you're not a part of the game. Don't try to make yourself a part of the like." You guys know Dave. He's not a disrespectful guy. And he called Dave he told him to shut the fuck up and go back to losing. Called a sore loser. He's like just started attacking Dave. And then Scooty, he walks out and he just like as soon as he called Dave a fucking loser, Scooty tossed him, which is the right thing to do, in my opinion. Then he refuses to leave. So like Pat Brock, Dave, they're all like, "Don't throw another pitch until this guy removes himself from the dugout." Problem is, Vince Caputo is the godfather of Joe's baby. So he's got a hard leave at 10 o'clock. 10:40, I mean. So now it's like, how long can I wait for this guy to not leave the field before we lose our one? We don't even have a second baseman. Now we're going to lose our right center fielder. Like, so the guy started yelling, and I just started going into this guy because he just wouldn't shut the fuck up, and he wouldn't go. He was calling Scooty a moron. So I was defending Scooty and David, and I'm just yelling at him. And Ray's like, "This is my cousin." And I'm like, "I get that, Ray. We've been trying to be nice to him, but he's got to get
just being a dick."
And after that, Tom Carroll hits a sac fly. Jeffrey hit a double, and then Joe hit a hard ball that Vince made an incredible play on in right center. And I was like, okay. Chris Curdy brought his Twins. I was like, okay, let's go ruin their Sunday now. We're only down 5. It's the top of the 9th. We've scored 4 runs all game. We're not, in my mind, we're not scoring 5. So I'm like, let's go ruin their Sunday. And Curdy's kids were like, yeah, like our dad ruined ours. Like they were impressed by anything that Chris or any of us did that day. And we proceeded. Bruce Cotter batted twice. Oh, Tom's going to kill me when he listens to this. Bruce Cotter batted back to back. He hit a triple and then singled himself in to tie it. In like the craziest circus thing you could ever imagine. We scored 7 in the top of the 9th, and then they went down 1-2-3, and we won by 2. But I think we were so dead. Like Vince was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. I got a baptism to get to. And all of a sudden, we kind of just got kind of sparked up. Tepper got a single. The Morrell infield gave us a single with Curdy. I got a hit. Bruce got 2 hits back to back. Then Louis Cano got it. You know, it was just like we were kind of alive. And had Ray Porzio's cousin, I think, not shit the bed a little bit.
Right.
You guys don't come back.
9-4, honestly, if I'm being honest. And now it becomes the best win of our season. It comes probably the worst win of the worst loss of their season. Now they've got Parker's bachelor party. They all have to drive home at 2:00 in the morning from Saratoga because they have to win this game against Pollock. They can't even take it off. So it was a very consequential game. And it was probably the first time all season where we came from behind and showed some, like Frank, even against you guys, we had the lead and we were hanging on by a thread. And that's how, you know, most of the season we've been hanging on by a thread, and sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but once we go down, we haven't come back. And now it was like we were missing Joe. We made a lot of mistakes. And we scored, I don't know, maybe against Polzer we scored 7 in an inning, but to do it in the top of the 9th, and Josh Walker was pitching well. Like the wind was blowing and he was hitting corners all over the place, and it just sometimes we have that moment. Like you were kind of saying about it earlier, it's like it is a lifestyle. Our lifestyle started off at 4 and 10 or whatever it was, and it was bad. We were in a bad way, and now all of a sudden we're what, 10 and 10,
10 and 11.
Yeah.
Looking at the 6th seed, maybe.
Looking at the 6th seed from looking at the playing game, and it's like in 6 weeks we've changed the entire trajectory and feel of the season and teams, which is, you know, I can't.
Yeah, you guys winners of 4 straight, and Carroll loser of 4 straight. What do you make of either of these teams, Frank? I mean, you've seen plenty of their games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to just tell you from going up against them, the lineups from both of those teams scare me. I mean, Carroll's team, that lineup could be devastating, especially if you grab at Union Hill. I got them at Union Hill on a night game, and they just were, fortunately for me, they were not believing in themselves yet at that point in time. That didn't start until the game after us, and they kind of went out kind of quietly. I remember Tom, he got a couple of singles, and it wasn't like, he had good line drives, and I just looked at him, I'm like, hey, Tom, I talked to people on the base, he's like, yeah, man, that's all I got. I can't hit home runs anymore. I got no power left. Like, he was down on himself. That's not, when does Tom Carroll get down on himself? That just doesn't happen, And they just turned it around, and look, credit goes to them. If I'm a second-year player whose father is a middle-aged Jewish man who everybody likes but is not known for his great athleticism, and the podcast spends an hour bashing my pitching style, I'd probably quit. Like, I literally. Like, if you guys bashed my pitching for an hour, I might quit myself now when I'm a 60-year-old grown man. Okay?
Man, you might kind of get a subpoena out for one of us first.
I get a subpoena.
Oh, one of us would be killed.
Multiple subpoenas. But this kid comes back and he's like, fuck you. You know what? And he does it his way because he's still throwing that jump pitch and then he's getting in position. He's like, oh, you know what? Get in position. Like, he's still throwing that jump pitch, but he's getting in position. And, he's practicing more. I know the kid works hard. I've seen him do it. I've seen him out there practicing. He's practicing his location, and
threw way more strikes than I remembered.
Right. Yeah.
Even game 4.
Good. Yeah. And what's the other? Who are they playing now?
This morons team on the other that's sitting out.
Look, two things happened in our game against them. One, I heard about this Goliath who could throw the ball like Aaron Judge from the outfield. And I said, fuck him. Fastest guy on our team, first to third. Let's fucking go. Base hit with 1 out, And fucking Frank throws a strike to third base and gets called by like 5 feet. Like a line drive to right field. Fastest guy, I think he would have thrown Marty out. I mean, legitimately, unless Marty did one of those Marfan slides under him, like the dive. The ball would beat him there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was insane, and he's raking now. So I mean, that's just huge. And when you got a guy like Cotter, who I always make fun of Cotter, but the guy hits, man. Like, he strikes out, but he also hits. You know,
the most wild card there is in the batter's box.
Yeah. So it's just a scary team, and Dom doesn't get frazzled with anything. You know, even if he is frazzled, it doesn't really impact his pitching.
He just smokes another joint and then he's fine.
Smokes another J and throws strikes, and that's what he does, you know. And he's got a really good defense behind him, like really good defense behind him, especially in the outfield. And you know, they're a tough team to beat. Any given Sunday.
I thank Dad for that one.
Who's one of these teams, Frank, that has like 10 wins or less? So that's Wallman, Meyer, Marone, Polzer, Baumblick, Conti, Bico, and then the 4 playing game teams. Which of them has, like, are you most scared of to make a deep run?
Marone. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, I usually watch a lot of Glenn's games. They're very entertaining. They're very entertaining to me. You know, when Ryan is hitting the way he's hitting this year, which is not home run every swing, and Ryan's a prolific hitter, okay? Klecko is an amazing hitter. Glenn, a healthy Klecko, and he's healthy right now, right? Yeah. Glenn knows how to throw strikes, so he doesn't have to do too much. You know, it's great. He doesn't have the Santiagos there, and I think they actually play better without Glenn, to be honest with you, because they have. You know, you get familiar with the captain. It happens to everybody. And it has a different effect when your captain tells you what to do. You start having a voice. You start having an opinion. And, you know, if you're not that guy who really knows the league, your voice and opinion is just going to cause a distraction. So, you know, Glenn's got a team now that I think, you know, they when they don't beat themselves, you look at their offensive statistics, they're a very, very dangerous team.
Mm-hmm. My God. Well, they have 6 guys hitting over 450 or something like that. Maybe even more than that.
We just played them this week. Sorry, I'm gone.
Klecko is really good protection for Ryan because, to my estimation, the only way you can get him out is if you make him shoot the middle at you, and that's not a decision a lot of pitchers want to make.
And catch it.
Yes, right, and catch it. Right.
And he's good at it. Like, you could pitch, you know, you pitch him short, he powers it out. You pitch him regular, you know, he puts the ball where you throw it, and it's usually a line drive. So. Yeah, if he makes a mistake or you get him up the middle, that's how you get Klecko out.
Yeah, we just played them this weekend, and he was unbelievable. He made 2 or 3 very nice running plays in right center to take away a couple hits. I don't think we got him out at the box. So it was like Amato, him. I think Tornetta hit after him. They were just animals all day. Mm-hmm. And when they're going, they play a tough game, and they've been figuring out recently winners of 4 of their last 4, 5 of their last 6, and doing it all different types of ways. Solano Jr., we saw it on Wednesday night against Klaschinski.
He's hitting now.
Second base he played?
A nasty second baseman, dude. He was amazing against us, making backhanded snags, jumping for liners. He's a second baseman.
Frank, do you think the way to play, if you draft Klecko, you're going to put him in the infield for 20 games and then you put him in the outfield so you preserve his health? Or
I told Klecko, because I was planning on drafting him, I said, Mike, you're my first baseman. He's like, oh, I can play left field. I go, yeah, for 3 games. You know, he's got it. Look, it's genetic, right?
Anti-fascia, man.
His dad's got some leg problems. He's got some leg problems, you know, and he's not a full-time athlete that gets a trainer working on him every day, you know? So, you know, for me, if I want Klecko, I have to draft him in, you know, late 3, early 4. He's playing a position where maybe third base, right? But third base, first base, that's his spot. He's going nowhere else. You know, then if you need him in the playoffs for defensive help, you put him out there.
Yeah, this is a scary team. That's Woody Woodpecker, man. He talk about unflappable. Forget unflappable. He will flap all over you. He's just. You're not going to get him. He's going to get you, or no one's getting anyone. That's basically how it goes, and that's a powerful weapon. As you talk about field advantage, like no one's getting inside of Glenn's head. He's either getting inside of yours, or you keep each other out. Like he's very rarely bested. I see, like mentally.
Yep.
Yeah, and you said it. You said it too, Frank. The way Amato's hitting right now, like he doesn't have any homers on Union Hill this year. He has one at Swim, he has two at Swim, and one at East Francis, which wasn't like an called home run. It was one that like two hopped into the trees. So like he's having unselfish at bats where it's like you're scared of him at Swim Club because he's just gonna hit 4 doubles.
Yep. Very dangerous.
So good.
What about one of these teams that's an imposter, Frank? Like for like guarantee first round out. I'll say that phrase. You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean an imposter? I mean,
I guess imposters meaning like they don't have a chance to win the league this year.
But listen,
in that middle range.
I love the guys on Polzer's team. I just don't see any energy, dude. Like none, And when you see a team that's just they're just, to me, it looks like they're going, how are we going to lose today? And it's like it's the Monacchios, it's Sandgate, it's Brullo. Like, come on, man, get the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? You guys can beat anybody. Like, just fucking get up. I mean, Brock Horde, the guy's a professional hitter. I've just seen him have like just non-competitive at bats. Like he's beaten himself already before they even try. So it's going to be tough for them to get up if you're playing down like that. That's one. And then a team I thought was going to be way better than they are is Conti's team. Like I have no idea why they've lost so many games. Like absolutely no idea. Again, I think there's a little bit of let's just get done with the season mentality there and check out. I mean, I spoke to one of their players. The name I'll keep off. He's like, yeah, I think I'm going to fake an injury. And I'm like, no, you're not going to really do this. He's like, no, I think I really am going to fake an injury and be done.
Oh my God.
He goes, we're on checkout, auto checkout already. I was like, damn, this is, how do you, it's not Mike. Mike's always fired up, but how do you win with that? Like you can't win with people on your team that type of.
Yeah, it's bad. That's bad mentals. They have like a weird energy too between like Greg and I think maybe it's weird when the top 3 guys are like friends like that, where it's like it's not, that doesn't always work out like energy wise because they have like their own language in a sense, and like how does everyone else feed off that? I think that's kind of tough. But they're winners of 5 of their last 7, which is interesting enough coming into like this time of year, and it still feels like they've zero momentum from that.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. Like they were. I was like getting excited. Like, all right, they're playing good, And I wanted them to have a big win against Goddard. You know what I'm saying? The other night, and I'm like, these guys are playing good, and they kind of like, just kind of fell flat on that game, and it looks like all the momentum is kind of like, kind of shot. I don't know. I mean, look, they could show up that day, and you could hear some of Mike's, catchphrases, and everyone could be smiling and beaming, and they could just fire it up. I'll end up getting them the first round and lose 2 games now.
Of course.
I mean, we lost to them, and essentially it was like a 7-4 or something like that. But it was just like we never put any pressure on them to break, and they all were just having smiles on their faces.
Right.
And it's like, damn, this is not a team that you want to see smiling because they're very good, and we have not seen them smiling a lot of weeks. So
I think they're making a change this week. I think what's his name is going back in the Bianchi's going back in the outfield, and Greg is going to. Nicky's going to be in the infield, which. That really, I think. I mean, look, no, I'm not knocking Nicky. Nicky, I love Nicky, but Bianchi's is a top tier outfielder. And you get a top tier outfielder playing infield. I guess Mike felt he needed that at the time, but putting him back in the outfield, I think, is going to really help them defensively. So that might keep their swagger going a little bit. And if they have some swagger, they're going to go. But I just haven't seen them have that edge. You know what I mean? I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Maybe
any other teams that catch your eye this year? Sorry, Dom.
Any what teams?
I was going to say, any other teams you wanted to talk about that interest you this year for one way or another?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I look at your team, to be honest with you, and my mortal enemy, Tim Farrow, fucking player of the week again this week. Motherfuckers. He just got another hit off me just now, 5 minutes ago. But your team defensively, like you talk about teams that can play on any field, right? So, I was talking to Dan Kessler, and he's like, yeah, we're going to be this seed. You'll be the 4 seed. I'm like, I told him about how the reseed goes, but I said, let's say we played you in the South. Where am I playing? Like, you could play on Union Hill now that you're taking steroids and in home runs. I mean, those biceps looking big, Marty. But you could play on Union Hill. In fact, I think you dominate defensively on Union Hill. Like, especially if you get a quality replacement shortstop, which I think you're going to be getting. Not that Pat Farrow is not a quality shortstop, because he is.
Oh, Pat has earned the right to play shortstop over the individual that we get.
In this league, no problem. Oh, and I thought it for 2 years. But you have him at second, right, with a shortstop. Vig at third, who's phenomenal. I think I could play first base, and you guys would still be fine. And I can't see the ball from first base, So, Andy up the middle is way above average defensively. And your outfield, the ball's not hitting the ground. It's just insane. So, looking at your team, your defense is sick. And, the way Vig has been hitting and the way you've been hitting and bringing these guys along, like, I just watch what you do with your team. And you actually, even Pat Farrow, I saw him get a Oppo line drive base hit the other day. Like, I was like, oh, it's working. There you go. Good work, So, yeah, if you get those guys going, and that team's going to be like, I know you guys are first in your division, but as an overall picture, the defense on that team is extremely scary.
Very nice. Very nice little tire pump. That's what I was searching for this whole time.
Put in a game on Sunday for his friends. None of them. Their friends. Rude. So wax poetic about how prolific they are. They can't win a game for their friends.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. You're getting cold, Marty. That's what you're doing. I'm not talking about Fluta either. You get excited.
Oh, what a shame. You got anything, Dom? Anything you wanted to bring up, talk about?
Did anyone watch this Conti Bomb and Blick game? Was it streamed?
Not that I saw.
I did not see it either. What was the score of that one? This felt like a
7-2. Bomb and Flit scored 2-1s.
Yeah. And are they in jeopardy? Is there a scenario where they get into the playing game? I know Ben said out a little synopsis. It's out, right? They're safe from it, but they're like in the 10 to 13 range.
Yeah, they could be one of those 10 and 12 teams.
They can only fall to the 15 seed if 4 different things occur.
So they're not mathematically safe, but they're pretty much safe.
Right. Yeah.
That was a good score to me. Just looking at all the scores at a glance. Frank, I figured if you had 10, even 9, a good 9, which you had, and I watched your game, I thought even, Baiko's team without Baiko, I think they played really well. Like, do you think they're a good team, or do you think they're better than their record or worse?
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better than their record. Not just better, way better. You look at the guys on their team, it's, really, really good players. And, again, he had a lot of times where people were missing, right? He had a couple of games where, Pez had struggled early in the season with the wind coming in off of a late shift, and, he couldn't make up for it. But that's a pretty deep lineup. It's a pretty deep lineup. We got a little bit lucky. We fortunately Dennis got the save from his father-in-law and got to come for a bit, and then he ended up staying. But so we had a competitive outfield. But Jay-Z still got a hamstring. He was pretty much hobbled out there. Dennis was running around. Who's become a very good outfielder, by the way. From having a GPS issue in the beginning of the year. We kind of got lucky. The heat got to me in the 7th inning. I was seeing spots. I think I threw 11 balls in a row that would miss the plate by a foot. And Bonji came over and he's like, "What the fuck is going on, dude?" And I was like, I can't see much. I just literally, he's like,
3 plates. I don't know which one to throw to.
I did literally, I was seeing spots. And, I doused myself down and fortunately woke up and was able to close it out. But we got a little bit lucky, and fortunate to get that win, just to preserve the ability to have the meaningful game against Goldfarb at the end of the year.
Can I ask you a question about Dennis?
Sure.
Wrapped in a trivia question. Do you know the only player nominated for MVP, Offensive Player, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year in the same season as?
Defensive Player of the Year as well.
I can give you the year if you think that would
Give me
help.
the year. I have a feeling it might be Elliott Infante.
It's 2018.
2018. Well, it's not Elliott Infante.
Could be DeMarco.
Not DeMarco.
I don't know. Who was it?
Right, the right first letter of the last name though.
With a D?
Nick DiNapoli?
It is Nick DiNapoli.
Nick
Wow.
DiNapoli. So he got nominated for defensive infielder? Did you say defensive infielder? He got nominated for infielder that year? I didn't know that. He actually was a very good third baseman his rookie year.
And I asked you that question because I think Dennis could easily be nominated for all four of these categories. When I look at your guys' game, I came onto the pod, week 4 of the season, maybe 3 to 4. And ever since then, I've been watching pretty judiciously. All the balls go, I think, in lieu of hitting it at Tino, I think they try to pull it right to Dennis. And you pitch them all in the right spot because you want the ball to go to Tino or to miss and go to Dennis. It seems or Faz, who's got a really good glove. It seems like Dennis makes the most outs in your outfield.
He does.
And so
Dennis and Larry make the most outs in my outfield.
I mentioned that Dennis should probably get because who are you going to put? It's a 4-person category. So Martin, I don't know if you could put Santa in. He missed too many games.
Yeah, I agree.
Nick Villani.
Nick Villani's phenomenal.
Absolutely. And then why not Dennis? Why not
I think
Dennis?
we'll get some votes. I think we'll get some votes. I mean, I started putting together what, my blurb on what I think he should be nominated for. But listen,
Over under 5 pages of
writing. You get arthritis there, Frank?
With attachments and stats to back it up, and a couple of video clips.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's the most best, like the quietest kept secret is the amount of outs he makes in that outfield.
Yeah. And he's taught himself how to play outfield. Like
he played center field Sunday.
He played center field Sunday, and he played it well.
I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, played it well.
What about the other rookie on your team, Carl? I feel like he's a fiery type of guy that stays very quiet, like in the social circles and everything.
Yeah, he's from like Bayonne area. He's from up north. He plays in the Bayonne League. He's from up north. He's far away. He's a great guy. He is very fiery, man. He has opinions, and he isn't afraid to tell me what they are. And he yells at me every once in a while, and then he apologizes. I'm like, Mike, when you're yelling and you're making sense, it's fine. I'm going to tell you why I disagree with you. Like week 1, there was a play where I told him to hit the cutoff. He might have had a chance at throwing the guy out at third. And I'm like, listen, in Marlboro softball, you keep the guy on first base, right? You keep the guy on first base. Hit your cutoff. You got a cutoff man in Nick Martino who could turn that ball around and get it to third quicker than most guys in the league, and can also snipe the guy at first if he's off too far. Hit Tino. That's why he's here, And he disagreed because that's not the baseball play, but he learns Marlboro softball a little bit different. And then he got fired up maybe one time, and he hit a ground ball to the right side. We were up by like 12 runs in the 9th inning, and I told O'Connor, just stay here if it's a ground ball. I don't want you getting hurt at the plate. Just stay. We're up by 12 runs, right? And he was fucking pissed off that, he got thrown out at first and O'Connor didn't score. But, he's a good dude. He wears his emotions on his sleeve sometimes, but he's a good dude, and he's very good. People don't know he was hurt for probably 50% of the year with a torn quad, and he played through it.
Jesus.
When he's healthy, he's, very good outfielder.
Is he a retread, Frank, like Joe Tracy? Like he's been in the league before and came back? Yeah. Just his rookie season?
Yep.
Wow, so you hit
And
on
he's one and done, which is sad.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
That's gonna be my
too far for him.
Damn.
Too far.
I mean, he might walk into a jacket and then just go back to Bayonne or wherever he's. And that's
He walked into a good season with a good group of guys. You know what I'm saying? The playoffs is a different animal, so we'll see what happens.
you blame your career, Frank, as a judge and attorney. You're very good at civil discourse. It's I mean, it takes a lot to not like. Sometimes someone comes at you emotionally at an 8, and you might be at a 4. You're very like emollient. You're very good at getting people to come down from the 8 to the 4, rather than you going from the 4 to the 8. And it kind of lets you let people have emotions without letting it take over what they do on the field.
Yeah, as a judge, you have people who come in, and there's a courtroom full of maybe 40 people. And then you got the little old lady who's working the stenographer. And then you got, one police officer, right? And, if people's emotions start getting out of control, then the police officer is going to handle shit, right? But I don't want anyone getting hurt. So I've developed, it's a good skill as you're a lawyer. If you could take somebody who's flying off the handle and make your argument in a calm way, and it kind of brings the room down. But as a judge, I found that if someone's coming at me with an 11, I got to go even slower and slower and slower. Marty's seen it before. I don't know if you've seen it. Doesn't come out a lot, but once my fuse hits the end, I'm a problem though. That's a little bit of I get a little silly once my fuse hits the end, but part of me. What are you gonna do?
Run into Ray Porzio's cousin, you might lose it.
Dude, I ran into Ray Porzio. Ray. Ask Ray about what happened. I mean, he was Ray has a lot of comments to make, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And he just kept doing it one game, and I was just like, in the middle of the game, Ray, shut the fuck up. I fucking can't hear it. I'm the fucking captain. You'll sit on the fucking bench. And I was like out of my mind. And Phil comes lumbering over to me. He's like, Frank, just shut the fuck up. Okay. All right. But it made me and Ray a lot closer, man, after that. Like, we became very close after that.
I'm a big fan of yelling it out with people and caring about them after and during still.
Yeah.
I think there's a world where you can have both.
Oh, there it is. I mean, look, that's how it's supposed to be in this league, It's supposed to be, you get a little fiery. We're a bunch of men. We're playing a kid's game. Some call it a girl's game. You get our emotions out afterwards. It's all good stuff. We're fortunate to play this game.
Drink a beer and move on.
Yeah, we're fortunate to play this game.
So what's the method? I guess we'll wrap it up here. It's the last question here. We got you versus Goldfarb for the division, for the 4 seed. What's the convo like with the fellas? You trying to treat this like a playoff game, like it's the biggest game of the year, or trying to just treat it like any other Sunday?
Hey, look, it's not any other Sunday, and it's not the biggest game of the year, right? It's a regular season game. It's seeding for the first round. And if everything, if we lost the game and everything went true to course, we'd play them in the finals and have another chance at them. If we won the game and everything went to course, we would play them in the finals and have it, they'd have another chance at us. We want to it's a very good team with a very good defense and a pitcher who's been pitching extremely well this year on a dangerous field with some dangerous bats. So we're looking at this game and taking it seriously, and we want to compete. We want to have a clean game, and we'll see. We'll see what happens at the end of it. We don't think we played our best game against them our first time we played, but I'm going to tell you this: they didn't play their best game against us either. It was 9-6, and it was a dead-ass, boring game. So this game I think is going to be a little bit more exciting.
You won the first one?
They won the first one.
They won the first one.
Yeah. The only person who was really excited that game was Mike Villani, who almost put one out over the big right field monster on me.
Revenge game.
He was mocking me, but I love Mike. So
I love Mike Villani. Ugh. Don't get me started on the Villanis. Yeah, I think. I'm excited to have that Sunday night game. Thank you for not flexing your game to the nighttime. I know Tino doesn't like night games. We've had extensive conversations about it. But I'm excited that I get to stream the game, and I think that's going to be. I think the 11:30 Union Hill game, when it's a good game, is everyone's there in their jerseys.
Yeah, it's fun. It's going to be fun.
Ben's going to be at some small kids table figuring out all the different playoff scenarios based on what happened. Like, it's going to be what a day. Don't make any plans Sunday. Just stay Union Hill all day.
The problem on Sunday is going to be, and it's happened before with the 12:30 game, and it's not even going to be. It's going to be more well attended. People are going to be enjoying themselves, right, after a nice morning, having some libations, and by the seventh inning, the conversations are going to drown out the communications on the field. Like that's what becomes a problem for me. I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck up. I got to talk to my third baseman, you know?
Yes.
So that's kind of the problem for me with it. But, you know, it's all fun. We'll have a good time with it.
You know what else Tino said to me? He thinks you gave up too much for him. Isn't that guy? I don't know what he's smoking.
You know, a lot of people make comments about the trade. You know what I'm saying? And the trade really should have been like
This is
my
Tino
one
saying it.
for my 1 and 2 for Pat's 1 and 2, and then every one of my early even round picks, I would have a late pick in every round. And you know, the Silverberg pick changed that and it helped me, right? Because it kind of balanced it out a little bit more. But you know, Vico is like beside himself that my team is so good because of this trade. And I'm going to tell you the trade that was on the table for me if I didn't make this trade, right? It was my 1-2-4 for Marone's 1-2-5. And I was taking that trade if I didn't make the trade with Pat.
You right? Taking Ryan?
Because nope, I was not going to take Ryan. I was going to take Cole.
Smart man.
As my shortstop. Because I need a shortstop, a real one. So I would have ended up with Cole as my 1. All day long, I was taking O'Connor as my 2. How he felt to me as the second to last pick in the second round is almost as bad as Santa falling to me as the 13th pick in the second round when he was a rookie, right?
Yeah. 2
ridiculous things that happened, right? So I would have had Fluta and O'Connor as my 1-2. How much different is that?
None, yeah.
Berigine in my 3. That pick would have been right there. I wouldn't have traded my 3. And instead of having Michael Carl as my 4, I would have had Evan Abramson as my 4. It would have been another 5. So how much different is my team?
That was going to be my other question: is how much of this roster ended up being what you wanted it to be, even with this trade?
Yeah, well, you know, look, Okun, I like. I don't wait till the second to last pick to pick him ever again. He's a hustler. He knows when to hit a fly ball. He can hit a fly ball. He can sack flying. He can go oppo if you make him go oppo. You know, his batting average isn't significant, but he's, you know, you give the guy confidence and you make him part of the team and he performs, right? Mm-hmm. He had 3 quality at-bats in my game and 1 sack, a walk, and just hustling a ball. So when the first baseman bobbled it, he got on base. So, you know, a guy like that is good. But at my bottom of the lineup, you know, I got fortunate with Bonge. I had fortunate with Afaz as a combo pick. And Okun.
He's a beast. Afaz is a beast.
Afaz is another guy. You give the guy confidence and you give him an opportunity to play. And he's batting .458 this year.
And he hits every ball hard.
Every ball hard. You know, in my second championship with Afaz, he batted literally.
He's hitting
playoffs.
He's hitting .458 this season.
.458. As my 12.
He is the better Faz. I'm sold now.
Yep.
Yeah, you have a very good lineup. I've long, even before we played you guys, I felt like you had I think Goddard to me still has the scariest lineup depending on the field.
Oh yeah.
But I think as far as like depth goes, I think yours is the best. And then Marty's, if Marty is going to get the replacement I think he's going to get, you know, that doesn't become a fun lineup to face, even with a little bit of the low hitters on the back end, because your defense is so good. You're essentially playing a 5-inning game against you guys every game.
Oh, a 5-inning game. That's interesting.
Sorry to bring that up.
Look, I got to tell you, it's irrelevant to me. It means nothing. We win or lose that game. We're in the same spot we are today. You know, and I was vocal. I wanted to speak to the board about, like, hey, you know, I felt this game should be continued, you know, and I didn't want to make the argument vociferously when it meant something to me, because I felt on principle it should be continued, right?
Yeah.
And after it meant nothing, I started making the argument even stronger. And, Ronnie, everyone thinks Ronnie's going to, do whatever. Ronnie was just like, he won't tell me anything. Greg DeLuise, believe it or not, gave me the articulation as to why the board said it wasn't going to be continued. He's like, we fucked up. We shouldn't have started the game without an agreement from the captains, whether give them an opportunity to play it another day, or guys, when the lights are out, 5 innings are in, the game's over, so there'd be no controversy. He goes, but at the end of the game, the commissioner was there, a board member was there that wasn't playing, another board member said it was playing, and at the end of the game was called as a 5-inning game. And the game was over. And there's no appeals. There wasn't a decision to be made, so they weren't going to reopen it. Mm-hmm. And whether it was the wrong call to make, they couldn't have made it at the end of the game. They should have made it at the beginning of the game. They didn't say, hey, let's figure this out. They called the game as a win, as a complete game. And while I disagree with it, it's logical. It makes sense. It follows rules. It follows precedent. There's no appeals. That's the way this league is. There's no such thing as an appeal. The call on the field stands, no matter what. That's a rule. And that's what we stuck with. And you know what? That's all.
Is this something you guys are going to vote on or something next season, or because we'll probably have Union Hill left by next year, this is a non-issue?
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do about that. I think that they're going to be more sensitive to time issues if lights are going to be an issue. You learn, you live and you learn.
Yeah, but what if you're in the 6th inning and the power goes out for whatever reason?
Yeah, exactly. What's the deal with the power? They're going to have to put that in the rule.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Or should we wrap this puppy up?
I'm good.
Cool. All right. Thanks for coming on, Frank. Best of luck this Sunday and the rest of the season.
All right, brother. Talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
And now for something completely different.
All right, we'll move on to the pick the games coming up. Last regular season pick'em we got. The pick'em that we're all involved in, that Dom struggles in every week, is it comes down to Goo and Ben, interestingly enough.
Last week was a tough week for everyone, and even tougher week for me, I'll be honest.
Shocker. But to do the pick'em with us this week, Ryan Amato, Mike Amato, as it says on the MVP, Ryan Amato joins us.
Ryan, if you had to pick an MVP that wasn't yourself, who would you pick?
It's tough. It's either Toronto or Marty.
And if you had to pick one that is yourself included, who are you taking?
Not myself. Because we're not 500 yet, so.
Fair.
If you had to pick the most valuable player on your team that wasn't you, who would you pick?
Right now, for the value, probably Jeremy. As a 6th rounder, being a leadoff hitter, batting over 500. He's starting the team off well.
I like that pick.
Sorry about what I'm going to do to you Sunday, Jeremy.
We got a little side bet going on. We're fine.
Oh, care to disclose?
We'll talk about it when it's time to pick the games. I see.
Exactly.
We're the last game. We're the last game of the season.
Wow.
A lot of implications.
Because of the implication.
Ratings. Glenn Marone gets ratings, and the league is finally acknowledging it.
It's going to be a very exciting night game. It's going to have some big implications, too.
Yep.
Before we start to pick them right, you guys started, or going into the year, like, did you see yourselves finishing at like a 500 clip, or did you have higher expectations or lower expectations?
A little over 500. We had a couple of bad beats. We had a bad game against you guys earlier in the year. E-Bomb was a bad game. And then who else? We lost 2 games to Power. And that kind of, and Poser. And also Dom on Morel. So a couple of bad beats. So that's why we're not at 500 yet.
Let's see. I was just about to pull up your schedule. Were those like all in a row?
Yeah, Dom was. I think you guys were the 3rd game.
Oh yeah, like this whole stretch here. This whole stretch here was killer.
Yep.
May and June. And then you guys figured it out towards July. I said that all year about you guys was like, you don't want to play them in the playoffs.
That's when Glenn's been saying that all year. I said, okay, I'll follow your lead, buddy.
Sure.
No problem at all.
All right.
A full circle moment, Ryan. Do you remember the first thing you said when you saw yourself get drafted by Glenn Marone in my kitchen?
Oh, yeah, I said it's going to be a long season. I said, oh, no.
No. First, you screamed "fuck" so loud that I think my neighbor came over to ask if we were okay. And now,
100%. 100%.
I actually have that photo. I'm going to post it.
Oh, that's fine.
I love that.
And I said, oh, no. I said, are you automatically going to pick the Randells? Well.
And then he got blocked. Your dad blocked him. That's why your dad was maybe the second most valuable player on your team.
How's your dad feeling? Is he going to play Sunday night?
Yeah, well, after a specific someone might have broke his finger. Excuse me.
He's a glove, bro.
He did, but you laced it after, my pitcher, excuse me. Hey, I'm going to pitch him inside. Okay. And you rip it down the third baseline. It was a great game that we had. It was a fun game, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was, and you guys played very well. Can we talk about Solano at second base? That guy's an animal, and Anthony Galliano is also Jesus Christ.
When he hit that ball over your head, I was like, oh my God, he actually beat Marty. And I was like, what the heck? And I'm never going to hear the end of it.
Nope.
And then Solano, Glenn's been putting Bob and Junior at second a lot. And Junior's mainly an outfielder. But he's been a lockdown second baseman. So, can't argue that at all.
Can I ask a question now that I'm looking at this list right now that I've never seen before?
Wait, what is this list?
I didn't honestly hear a word you said, Ryan. I'm not gonna lie.
How rude!
Let's get into this pick'em a little bit here. Let's go down the list. We got the standings for those of us watching or not watching. We got the standings and the lines up on the street on the screen. So watch us on YouTube. But let's start. Stock -2.5 against Bomb and Blit at Swim Club.
Ryan, isn't it so nice we have the night game? We can kind of pick and choose where
I can't
want to go.
Yeah, and the fact that it dictates the whole season for everyone else, I love it.
Awesome. You can make your own red zone.
We did not, Martin. We did not talk about. Oh, guys, I'm going to be streaming at Union Hill the early game and the late game. I got different guests coming by. If you're at other fields, please text me updates so I can say them on the broadcast.
Oh, that's great. Hell yeah.
So if you have my phone number or Facebook, if you need to get it from someone, and send me updates from the fields that you're at. And if you're, like Stock and E-Bomb, I don't know if, Steve Fry wants to hang out at Swim all day and give me updates. That's awesome. But we did not talk about the Rosenstock team at all with Frank. They have to win this fucking game. Like Zach,
I wish we did. I would have loved to hear what he said.
I forgot to bring it up because we got caught in a lot of the minutia of other things. But this Rosenstock team, they lost by, 4 or 5 runs? They lost by 4 or 5 runs.
Oh, this is clutch right here.
Yeah, or to Lombardi, dude.
They lost by 3 to Lombardi, and Zach Schmidt shoved the shit out of this. Fuck. I fucked this up. This one's
a 3-game losing streak? Yeah, that's tough.
That's not good.
Let me say what happened.
Conti.
Martin, because you had left East Francis after the Pollock game, which that Jashinsky game, that game was electric too. We went over to Union Hill to watch this game because it was only like in the 6th inning. And in like the 7th inning, Ronnie Carlin or Sags, it might have been Sags that called. I forgot who called it out. But they felt like the mound was 2 feet closer than it should have been. And we were playing the MVP thing the day before, and that's 2 feet closer.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying that Ronnie was hard to throw a strike all day. And in the 7th inning, I guess something felt off, and they were like, anyone have their measuring tape? Let's measure it. And the argument that was made was, we started the game like this. We have to finish the game like this.
Mm-hmm.
That would be like changing the length of the fences middle of the game. And I don't agree with that. I think in that moment, if you realize you're pitching from two, first of all, you probably should realize it sooner. But also, I watch people during the tournament all day kind of forget that we have to be behind the.
That's very interesting.
But for me, as someone that likes to throw a ball with backspin, I need to be as with my foot on the mound as far back as I can be. So, but I watched people all day kind of forget about that. So it's kind of easy to make that mistake. In the 7th inning, if it were me, forget if I'm the commissioner. If it were me, I'm measuring the mound, and if it's not right, I'm moving it.
Fixing it. Yeah, you play with it correct. It's different than moving the fence.
Like, what if Ryan slid into second base and he put it back in the wrong spot? And you played an inning in the wrong spot, and someone said, "Oh, we played an inning like that. We got to play the." I don't agree, and it's not the reason why Rosenstock lost.
It's just an interesting thing that happened.
Interesting that happened.
It's a controversy. It's something to debate.
This Rosenstock team, like Darren Harper, forgot there was only 1 out instead of 2 with runners on second and third. So instead of Sean Leonardi tagging up to make it a 2-run game, Harper got caught forgetting, back at the base. It's like these are Rosenstock errors that I don't really associate with a Rosenstock team. This seems very out of character. And look at their record. What are they? Fucking 1-5 in their last 6?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yep.
Against some not so good teams too.
They have to win the division in the beginning of the season that they trampled. Like, what's their runs against? Like, what's their differential now? They were so far ahead.
Early in the year, they were up by like 8-9 runs easily.
Negative?
No. They're right here. They're the 3rd row here. It's red. It's
they're
runs against. They're 11.2 runs against. That was very anti where they were at the beginning of the year because they were high-powered offense, giving up like 6 or 7 runs at one point.
Their run differential is only 57 now. It used to be way higher.
Yeah, it used to be like one of the biggest in the league.
Yes. Yeah. And this Bomberblitz team, they're getting a replacement this week, right?
You hope.
Frank,
you hope on that
tonight.
Controversy on that too.
Of course.
So they're getting a replacement. Where are they sitting right now? Engaged PO 9-12. They can't go to the 15 seed, but they can go as far back as 14, if we understand correct.
Yeah, some crazy things have to happen for them to be the playing game, but I doubt they make it there.
15 is if Polzer beats Straczynski. That's going to be such a fun game tomorrow night.
That's going to be a good game.
Baiko beats Polzer. Like, these are 2 doable things. Straczynski beats Kessler is the hardest thing that has to happen. And then
I feel like after the game on Sunday with Seth, they have to come out swinging on Wednesday. They have to.
These games are going to be so fucking.
They have to.
What are they favored by 3.5 runs, Rosenstock?
2.5 here against Bombenblit.
So if you win, you're the 2 no matter what. If you lose and they lose, you're the 2 again. The only way they get to the 2 is with you guys have to lose and they have to win. But they have to win this game for their morale. You're going to go to the playoffs losing 6 of your last 7? That's gross.
They have to win this game.
They have to.
They have to win at least like 5-6 runs easily.
The line that Vegas set for us was -4.5 Seth versus Polzer tomorrow night, which by the time people are listening, this game already happened. But they need this for so many reasons, Seth.
Seth's team is -4.5 against.
Yeah.
And what is the
And Polzer had a tough game Sunday. They lost, 9-1?
Yeah, they're struggling offensively, Polzer.
They might come out swinging too, so that's a tough spread.
I don't know if they can. I don't think they're physically capable of swinging.
I mean, the most funky thing that could happen for Sunday is if Polzer wins this game. That's if Polzer wins this game, then the funky stuff starts to happen.
Do you think it's fair to say if Polzer loses to Jasinski, they're in the playing game?
Yeah, I mean they're gonna play a fired up Bico. He just became a dad, so he's gonna put one out. That team played. That team gave Frank all they could want. I watched that whole game, and I know they only had 9,
And they played with 9 guys, right?
but their 9 was so good. Like,
Yeah.
I know they were missing Carl and Perigine, but they were missing Afaz and they were missing Jimmy Murphy, and they had such like Frank batted 8. Like, you're gonna tell me that they had Frank as their worst hitter and then they're 13? Like, okay, I'll play with that 9 with Tino and
Take that every day, yeah.
Yeah, they're getting up 6 fucking times. So that's a tough thing to fucking deal with. But I think so. We're picking. Are any of you guys?
We're not picking Wednesday. We're picking Sunday only because this is going to be out Thursday.
Okay. So, boy, it's crazy what happened last night. Is that Krasinski Pollock game a fucking pick 'em?
-2.5 Pollock for some reason.
Yeah, I mean Pollock I think is the better team defensively, and that counts for a lot. But they have no Corey. I wonder if how about a Ponte playing?
I was going to say, is Ponte going to show up?
He played.
Dude, the no shows. The no show last week is insane.
That's tough.
And I know
that's your one.
Because listen, if Krasinski wins this game, they're all at 7-14. They're all fucking in a hodgepodge, and then you kind of don't want to get stuck playing fucking Seth's team. Maybe if Polzer won last night, that's a real scary thing.
We played them earlier in the year, and they put up, 23, 24 runs against us, like, at Union Hill.
At Union Hill, yeah.
They can hit. Papa D knows how to throw. It just depends on how their defense plays.
That's a team that I feel like, okay, so we'll talk about that so we have Pingaro -2.5 against Conti at Swim. That's the lake.
Pingaro loves Swim Club.
What a boring game.
Yeah. He
for
can
all
get
things
up to
considered.
5 seed, though. He can get up to the 5 seed.
Pings.
Yep. And if he wins, he stays there at the 6. If he loses, Goddard can hop him. And Conti is, you're kind of playing there for something different. You're playing to not play Goldfarb Frank.
Look at Carroll with the 5 seed. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost 4 games in a row, and they've sat in the 5 seed the whole time. That's how much everyone's been beating the shit out of each other. Marty's team can't get a win for his friends. It's just all been a mess.
Sorry, Tom.
Who do you have in this game, Rye?
Pingaro, Conti, Pingaro.
I mean,
I think it'd be nice to see Pings win this one, given the replacement that's coming in. Kind of, you get your guy and you go win a game with him. I think that's kind of a low key important thing for the.
So what do we have? E-Bomb, Pingaro as replacements potential.
Clamp is being replaced for E-Bomb, and Doc is being replaced.
And Doc, yeah.
And then Paolo is also being replaced for Kessler.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you got Pablo?
Yeah, we pulled the trigger on the Pablo replacement.
So we all feel like Pingaro wins this game. That means Conti is pretty much resigned to the fact that they are playing either Rosenstock, LaRocca, or Goldfarb, and that's a tough road.
Are they completely out of the playing game?
Yeah, I think so. Or because they have all the tiebreakers, right? They would need a bunch of weird shit to happen too, or are they good?
Yeah, some crazy things have to happen, Dom. If you're looking at the screen,
yeah,
there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 games that have to go a certain way.
It all starts with Polzer winning Wednesday, the game they should lose, and then losing the game that they should lose.
Yeah.
And then Jasinski has to lose the game they should win and win the game they should lose. And
sounds about right.
And you would not. I mean, this is. I called Nicky Laps. I told him Team Carroll looked bedraggled when I saw them, but this is what this Conti team feels like. I feel like they took a breath of fresh air because they thought they were safe, and now everything's about to go wrong.
Yeah, with them being like 5-2 in their last 7.
And the worst case, like in the most ridiculous scenario of things to happen, I think it's like when Ramsey lets Theon go and he thinks he's safe for a minute, and then he's just there to bring him back to wake up in the same prison he was in the whole time. That's what this Team Conti feels like.
I like that.
But
that's a great metaphor.
I could see it happening, honestly. I'm picking Polzer for Wednesday night. That's
Polzer Wednesday night, no shot.
That's
no
the
shot.
No,
one
there's
thing.
no way.
The most fun.
I love Sandegate, love Brewer, love Polzer, everybody on that team. God, there's no way.
So this Straczynski team, they lost a heartbreaker to Pollock with no Corey Rosenthal, no Matt Pollock, and no Brian Aponte. Evan Rosenthal. Let's give this guy a little bit of praise for a second. He hit 3 home runs.
I think he almost had a 4th.
He almost had a 4th.
He did. Yep.
And 2 of them were nukes, dude. Yep. Absolute nukes. And someone made a joke and said it was Corey's bat, which I thought was funny. But
that's right. Yep.
In the last inning, Seth had 1, 2, 3, and Santa's the only one that reached base safely.
And dude, as he's trying to go for 2, he just gets sniped and falls down like
on that tragic field that we have.
A double.
I love East Francis, but God, it's not even at all.
And maybe
it's so hard to run.
So
maybe Andy moves them over. And now you're thinking
he's on second and changes the whole pitcher mentality. It does.
Yeah, it changes everything.
Doesn't matter who's on the mound.
Yep.
That's just again how their season's going, and they're minus 3.5 against you guys, Ben, and you're gonna have your replacement. Like this seems like
we're missing a bunch of guys. We're missing Beef, Tim Farrow, and I think Wags.
Okay, tough, but you're gonna get a good replacement. So that good replacement should be able to carry the load for Tim and Wags for a game, and then you're gonna bat 10. Like this is bad.
Dan Kessler has hit twice.
This isn't free. Nice. I mean,
he finished the game off strong against us last week. He had a nice base hit up the middle.
He's making better.
You got to keep that swing. If he keeps that swing, he can hit.
I mean, Seth is going to be in desperation mode, I think, if Polzer wins, if they won last night. I think they're kind of in desperate a little bit, too, because even if they win Wednesday against Polzer and they lose to you, what does that put them at? It puts them at 9-13. Like, they're also going to play either Rosenstock, Goldfarb, or LaRocca.
Yeah, they're kind of forced to play one of those top teams.
And then when you're like, if you're Eric, if you're Frank, like Frank just said, he can kind of go anywhere, but Goldfarb can kind of go everywhere. But if they get Rosenstock and they try to slug it out at Union Hill, like Seth's team might fucking maybe wiggle through.
They have a couple guys that can hit power on Union Hill. So it changes the game.
I would take Kessler in that game. I think even on a big field, it suits their outfield, but I think your team is more suited to that field. Again, I think wrong place, wrong time.
I think, depending on the replacement, I feel like Seth has a lot to lose in that game. I mean, 3.5 is semi-big spread. I'd probably take Seth in that game. Just because I think you guys will win.
Win close. Yeah.
But I think it will cover 3.5.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Even the Seth Ben rivalry will get energy for Seth. JR gets a little revenge too because Ben passed up on his friend.
Yep.
So it's going to be a juicy game. Seth, I would like to see Seth come with the energy because that's what watching them on Sunday was like. They had zero energy. Guys looking at their phone.
They had nothing.
Guys reading the book like it's a novel, not watching the game in front of them. Just a whole lot of bad energy. So,
guys in extra innings on their phones.
Yeah, insane.
Getting called out and staying on the phone. You know, I mean, you got your season on the line, and you're worried about being on the phone.
It's bad,
not right.
Yeah.
If it's that important, step away from the team. At least you know it's something important. But don't be on the bench on the phone after your captain calls you out.
Look at this team guy, Ryan Amato, we're seeing.
Dom, you dealt with me all last year. You know this. I
Yeah,
might
but
be very
I
vocal.
also dealt
I
with
might
you
be very
also
vocal.
in 2018. You know, I've seen you mature very much, dude, in the past 7 years. Probably in a way most people haven't gotten a chance to. It's been awesome, dude. It's what everyone should be as you grow up. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate it. It's just the thing is like you're there to have fun. You all have work Monday morning. You're there to have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah,
And
I think you realized maybe 4 years ago that you can be really good and have a lot of fun. You don't. It doesn't have to be one or the other.
it's not that you're not getting paid for it. You're paying to play the league. You're there to have fun. If you're not having fun, what's the point?
Yeah, and you get to play with your dad too. So I think that's
And that's a huge part. I mean, I have to say between me, Sag, Stammer, as you know, ones playing with our dad later round, it's a lot of fun. We have a great time. It definitely adds a bonus to
yeah.
playing in the league.
You can join the yellow ball league with your dad at this point in your life.
No, I mean we do like a stupid little like not stupid, but it's a lot of fun like spiders. But we're not on the same team. But you're able to play. It's a whole different
Yeah.
league.
Atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah.
This next game, Goddard a pick'em versus Wallman. You think that's just because of the field?
Maybe.
Which are now 1 and
Maybe
5.
Goddard's missing guys. We'll find out whichever one we get the permit for.
That changes a lot of things.
I think Manalapan 5 would be more suited to Goddard.
Yep.
And Manalapan 1 probably more suited to Wallman.
It's a big game for Goddard in the sense that Pings has what should be an easy one, and Carroll has what should be an easy one. So can they keep pace at 12 and maybe outseed one of them or catch one of them sleeping and whatnot? Because if they finish at, how does this work? If they played right now, they'd play Wallman in the playoffs. Is that right?
They are the 8-9.
Yeah.
No, we would play Wallman.
No, they're 7-8.
So 7 would play 10. They would play Marone.
Not a team you want to play.
No, not with. I mean,
Hey, Dom.
When the other answers are like Polzer or Bombenblit or Conti, it's not a team you want to play.
if we end up having to play Wallman, I know we are only going to have maybe 4 fields for the playoffs. I would play a Saturday series with Nick DiNapoli because I always beat him on Saturday. That's the only day I can only beat Nick on Saturday. He's beaten me every Sunday. So I'm down to make that a Saturday game. But I think Goddard can go up to the 5 if Tom and Ping shit the bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll move. They don't have any of these tiebreakers. So if Wallman wins, do they jump to the 7 and Goddard moves down to the 8?
Great question.
I would think so, right? Because head to head.
If that's the case, that's a huge game for Goddard. Huge game.
I mean, one of us is going to have to lose, either you or I, Ryan. So that also, that's everyone's eating each other.
Well, it changes everything because we're in Division 2, so it changes everything. We're either 500 or we're not.
What are you picking, Goddard or Wallman?
It depends on what field, but right now I got to go with Goddard.
Let's assume it's 1. I think 1 is when
if it's 1, it's Wallman. If it's 5, it's Goddard.
I feel like 1 is the one that they get when there's only 5. I feel like it's the second field that they use there.
No, 1 is the second field. 1's the baseball field on the front.
I know, but I've never seen a game just at 5 and not at 1.
Yeah, always.
Really?
Yeah, 5 is the softball field.
I know. I love 5, but I feel like
it's always the case.
All right, so let's assume that it's 5.
I would take Goddard. They have a lot to lose on this game. I mean, head to head, DiNapoli knows how to pitch. He might be able to outdo him, but I think their offense on that field, Goddard wins that game.
So if Wallman loses this game, then either you or I jump them. They become the 9, and one of us becomes the 8. We can't go too far. Even if Procare and Pingaro both lose, we can go as high as 7. And I think
I think the highest we can go is with all the help is 6 maybe.
I think you can go to 5 if ProCare
Potentially 5, yeah.
Yeah, if everyone loses and above you, and you guys
Yep.
win.
and Goddard loses. I think you have the tiebreakers that get you ahead of Wallman, and then Wallman becomes the 6th. So there's, we're gonna This is a big game to understand our fate a lot, Ryan, and
Oh,
so
it's gonna dictate everything.
and so will the Like if Conti loses to Pingaro, that's something late. I'm gonna take Goddard in this game. I think Chase is still hurt. I think
Yeah, he
that
has like a hammy groin, something like that.
I know they won this week without Billy Allen and Mags.
It's a big
Uh,
win.
yeah, it's just, they just played such an uninspired game. Even in that, it wasn't even a real beating. It was like 1-1 until the 7th. Like
I
so,
feel like that's a team where they don't do situational hitting. Like they get guys on and then they just don't hit in the key situation.
See, I think
Just
that's
like
where
us.
like Wallman. Yeah, you're saying that about Wallman or Goddard.
Wallman.
Wallman. I feel like that's
Yep.
the type of thing where once the playoffs come around and push comes to shove and shit gets real, Todd
Yep.
is a good enough captain to nip that in the bud and not let that
Yep.
become a thing. Like we're going to start playing good softball. We're going to stay poised.
Yep.
And that's why I like them to win this game is I think that they're going to play a more sound playoff style game than Goddard will. That always scares me with Team Goddard.
yeah, I hear you. I hear you a lot. I would like to believe in Nick as someone that's just gonna. I mean, they've been touch and go the whole. The fact that they're the 7 seed. I don't know if they've had one stretch of the season where they played to their potential. Can you look at their whole schedule, Marty, real quick?
Yep. Give me a sec to pull it up.
I would be shocked to find like an incredibly hot streak out of them.
I think they definitely had one of them. Goddard.
Okay,
They have these 4.
4. Yeah, but look at them: win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. In the beginning, lose.
I will say against us, if we didn't make a couple errors, we would have won that game. But I mean, clearly they won. But even that game, that was a 4-game like a streak. So
And that game that beat you, Kessler, the Kessler game was an electric game too. Um, yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. I just feel like they've never really gotten on like any sort of like. How do you lose? You lost 15-2 to Pollock after you won 4 in a row. Like,
After putting up 16 runs.
Like, you know what I mean? I feel like they just haven't found the wave, and I think they need to win this game if they want. You have Nick Toronto on your team, you can beat anyone. And
it's both Torontos. Both Torontos are.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's just.
Yes, Ant is so good. Played with him all day on Saturday, and he's, I think, even better than
On and off the field, they're both great. Like, if you want them on your team.
Yeah, and Nick is it's like a little bit of a fire and ice thing. Ant kind of cools everyone down with like a good smile and a joke, and Nick is like, you can see his like pecs bulging out of his shirt, and he's fucking. And I think it works well. I just think the rest of this team is, when you go, I feel like these are two of the same teams. When you go to like a tournament with there's like a bunch of guys that don't know each other and they're all good, but they play like shit, and then they play a team that like no, like I feel like both of these teams are just like a bunch of individual guys that are good and they're all playing together, and sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, as Stav would say. And I think both is Wallman's team like this. Can you click on Wallman?
This is Wallman's schedule with the
Oh,
streaks.
okay.
They're streaky as fuck. Where they actually will sit there. They'll be like, okay, we're good. We're 5-1. We're 4-1. We're good.
Guys,
Just
we're
kidding.
good now.
We're 4-10. Hold on, we're back. Hold on, we're back. Like,
Yeah.
they're all over the map. Goddard is like, you never know if they're gonna win.
And I'll tell you what,
it's like, are they about to lose their 4th in a row or win their 4th in a row?
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Ryan, they beat us both that doubleheader day. They beat us both, and that's like the only loss we either of us have in our last 6 games.
That's
Yep.
hilarious.
Same day.
Yep.
And that's fucking wild.
A
But yeah,
brutal day. Brutal day.
so it's just been this team. It just doesn't do it for me. I
A
know.
big thing with that day too was we played at
I think
8:30, and then we played again at 12 o'clock.
like
Like it wasn't. It was a huge gap. It is what it is. It happens, but
yeah,
it
and
wasn't fun. Half of the team went to go eat. You know, we're all feeling fat, feeling good. We didn't show up. I didn't either. So that happens. It is
man,
what it is.
our game we were up 2-1 into the seventh, and Paul O'Connor hit a fucking triple.
Brutal.
Yeah,
Paul O'Connor, love it.
I had to cook
Definitely made his
food for
TikTok.
everyone. Yeah, I had to feed people, feeding people crumb cake. They're looking at me, thinking about Paul O'Connor rounding second.
If you need a scrimmage, hit up Paul O'Connor.
Fuck the commissioner. This next game,
Well, last thing on this Waltman team, I said all year this is not a team that I want to play in the playoffs because they're going to turn it on at the right time. This is where push comes to shove, and I don't think I want to stand by that take anymore. I just want that on the record.
you want to see
That being said, I'm going to play them in the first round, and they're going to knock us out.
if they win against Goddard. I think the winner of this game. This is not the most important game for standings, not by a long shot. But I think this might be the most important. These are two dangerous teams. I think this game kind of decides which one is going to be dangerous and which one isn't.
So it's like a good vibes game. It's like most important for the internal vibes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the last week of the season. You got to go in winning or losing. You got to come out firing.
If I'm on Goddard's team, I feel like I've got the best player in the league. And if I'm on Wallman's team, I feel like I've got the best player in the league and one of the best pitchers in the league. And it's I just think Goddard's lineup is a little bit. I know you say longer is bad, but as a pitcher, longer is worse. I think it's a little deeper. That's the better word for it.
I feel like every lineup is semi-deep depending on what team, but it's all about the bottom of the lineup. If the bottom of the lineup doesn't hit, you're not going to win games.
Yes, but the bottom of Goddard's lineup is Jake Heitzner, who can get into one. Spittle.
I love playing with Jake. He wants to make adjustments. He wants to learn the game. He's having fun playing with his pops. Like, it's a great time. You know what I mean? Like, he wants to learn the game. He's going to have pop-ups. He's going to have ground outs, line drives. But he's still young. He's enjoying it.
Yeah. And Spitaletto, it could beat anybody. Like, absolute.
Dude hit nukes.
Yeah. It's crazy. And Lenny apparently had, hip surgery last year or whatever?
He's been having a great year.
He had, yeah, I don't know what his average is, but when we played him, he's so big and long. He's got such, like, the plane of his bat is, like, so long. I don't know if what I'm saying is correct, but his bat looks so flat for so long. He's, like, got such a long swing and just slaps it over. So I think Wallman's, I think Goddard's team has to just be better. It's just.
They have to put it together and have to have not a big win, 3 to 5 runs, have a good game, and win the game. That's it.
I mean, come on, guys. I don't know. They're scoring, 11 runs a game?
Mm-hmm.
And they're giving up 11. And then you look at Wallman, they're scoring
8 and 8. One of these is going to have to give. The other's going to have to win. Yeah. All right, let's move on here. Carroll, Pollock, Carroll minus 4.5. That feels like a lot of runs for Team Carroll, who's on a 4-game skid, even with Pollock missing everyone they're missing.
So Tom, Parker, and Ian are coming from Saratoga.
I was going to say, what are the three amigos doing?
Glenn is going to be in Saratoga, but he's got the night game, so he's going to be in a bubble bath while Tom, Ian, and Parker are driving 8 hours back from Saratoga for this game, and I think that's so poetic. Just Woody Woodpecker strikes again. Like, what kind of game shape are they going to be at East Francis? I'll tell you what. Give me Carroll by 1 million. Tom might hit whatever factory is behind right field tomorrow. 5.
Yes.
Out of pure.
He's hitting the batting cages 100%.
Yeah.
He's nuking on that field.
So give me Carroll. Aponte doesn't show up. Poor AJ. Not even he can stop what's about that. And this is not your fault, AJ. It's not. It's a culmination of a lot of things. Mainly Ray Porzio's cousin.
This is divine intervention that's about to happen out there.
Yeah. I don't worry about Carroll keeping the 5 seed at all. I feel like Tom, the entire 8 ride home, is just gonna have a fire in his eye.
He's going to be driving back, crushing a couple Miller Lights, waking up. That's going to be his pre-workout.
Pure
I think they're going to come out swinging. They have to win this game. He knows.
An Irishman runs on spite, Ryan. You know this. We're Irish. We're all
Fact.
Irish here. We know.
Yep.
It would be kind of funny though, Dom, because they've lost 4 straight, Tom, and they've remained the 5 seed. It would be kind of hilarious if somehow Pings and Goddard both lose and Carroll loses and he still remains like the 5 seed somehow.
I've been saying that Tom is the JFK of Marlboro softball, and I'm his Jackie Onassis, and I would just say that JFK would not have been treated this way. We would not have to drive home at 2:00 from Saratoga Saturday morning, and I think they're going to throw them a beating out of anger to the university.
Just pure frustration.
Yeah, because they should have beaten us, dude. The chances we had, like if I threw a quarter across my backyard into a shot glass, that's the chance we had of beating them on Sunday, and it went in. So now, because of that, he's probably mad at circumstance, the time of this game, the place
Everything.
of this game.
Everything. Yep. He's coming out with vengeance. 100%.
Yeah. And I don't think he's going to, where I think stock could kind of lose their shit and spiral, I think this is the kind of spite that Tom Carroll eats for breakfast. This is So I'll take
on the way, if you eating it, doing everything. Yep.
I feel like Team Carroll can't spiral at this point. Their season's been so up and down crazy that they're all just on the roller coaster. Just whatever happens.
Hands up, hands down, whatever they're doing, they're having fun with it.
Let's move on here. Lombardi, Klashinsky. Who cares?
Another playing game preview. We got 2 of them this week.
The Santiago's and Eddie are part of it. I'm not caring. See you. Have a good day.
So this late game matters to no one. So the early game at East Francis matters.
Yeah. Lombardi Klashinsky should be flexed. That Lombardi Klashinsky final week of the regular season is London at Germany at 9:15 while there's a London game and a full 1:00 slate.
So this game, if Klashinsky, let's say Klashinsky wins, they're all kind of at the same. Then they play Lombardi to see who, even if I think even if Klashinsky loses Wednesday and then beats Lombardi, I'm going to say Lombardi wins this game, and maybe they're going to have to play Pollock, and Klashinsky's going to end up having to play Holzer or Seth.
Sure.
Or Byko, right? Because Byko has a decent shot of making it. That's the next game that's the early Union Hill game. I'm going to stream that game too. So while the early games are going on, if you're watching any of the games, Conti Pingaro, I know, Pat, you're going to be there really early watching that whole stock bomb and blitz game. Please text me updates.
Yep.
Same thing, Zach Schmidt, one of the Schmidts.
Great leaders.
East Francis early, so please text us the Carroll Pollock game, and I'll let people know on the stream what's going on. But this Byko Polzer game is huge. What's the implications for Byko there, Martin?
Byko,
I think it's a lot.
Byko's right in the middle. They're 9-12, dude. That's crazy. They could. I don't know if they could be a playing game. It might be one of those situations.
No, they can.
Okay, let's see. Here we go.
I think
They go currently 9-12.
Yeah, on the bottom.
If they're safe if they beat Polzer. If they lose, they finish 15 unless Drzezinski loses both. So if Drzezinski loses both, and Byko loses, they're the 15.
So Seth's team beats the shit out of Polzer Wednesday, and then Polzer comes back and beats Byko. Byko's on the playing game, which is
Wow.
This is not a hard road. This looks like one of the easiest roads to go.
There's significantly less things that have to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once Polzer, safe if they beat Bykovsky, guaranteed safe regardless of Drashinsky. Wow.
Yeah, so that Byko game's literally a must-win for Polzer.
They could lose to Seth and still be. They lose to Bykovsky, but beat Drashinsky. So if they win, so they need to win one of two to be safe. If they lose both games, they're locked in.
Yep,
So even,
which is doable.
Yeah, because they play Seth, so they can't lose both games, and Seth can't lose both games. Wow, this fucking game tomorrow night is going to be electric. Or last night.
A lot of implications. A lot.
Yeah, this whole convo is kind of a moot point because we know what happened at this point.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all right. Maybe he'll pull some strings and get this out early.
I'll take Polzer to win this game against Byko.
Shut the fuck up. On Union Hill, right? No way.
Yep.
Wow. Why are you saying it so emphatically? It's a pick'em too? How disrespectful. Oh, God.
Yup.
You kidding?
Yup.
Are they missing Matt Hill?
Nope. No idea.
Oh my God. You can't
It's Byko with him. Yeah, no. I'm taking Byko.
Ask me if I have logic. I don't.
Okay.
Ask me if I think Byko's going to win. Yes. But Polzer is winning.
You just want the drama.
Dude, Polzer's team can't be this bad for this long. They have to mix in a win.
I mean, Byko's team has really micturated all over their fucking rug here. I cannot believe they're a loss away from the playing game.
That's why it's been such a strange year for them. They have to lose this game. Just like it feels right. Like the fate, the way Byko's going to hit his first homer because they have his first kid.
Oh, yeah, no. He's nuking. Oh, he's definitely nuking.
Playing.
And then he'll be a 3 next year. Or 4. Whatever.
Byko 8 weeks ago said, imagine if I just took you, then you'd be on a winning team. And now, if I told him 8 weeks ago, in 8 weeks, we're going to have a better record than you, I don't think I've ever would have seen someone laugh so hard. And he would have been right to, honestly. Can you bring up their schedule?
Byko's coming out with the Gravity Power. All right, so they're winning that game. There's no doubt in my mind.
Byko?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I think so, too. I just think this is their best field.
Oh, God. So much red.
Every team in the league is like this except 4 of them.
Yeah, and look at the green against us at Freehold, 24-7. Got mollywopped.
Procare is the 5th seed. They're only 2 games difference than the 14th seed.
They've been so bad lately. They're so much red lately.
You can't get out. What do you mean?
5 of their last 6, dude.
Yeah.
Right, hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
I'm going to take Byko in this game. I just think Union Hill's their best field. I'm going to assume they have everyone. I think Matt Hill had a very good game. I think they played LaRocca really good. It makes me sick to my stomach to think that this game is even a pick'em. So now I'm second-guessing everything that I thought. This Polzer team is just...
Look at this schedule, dude. I think it's so funny how there's never like a back-to-back. It's always just a string of things.
This is what I told Stav last week.
4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3.
The 4 is the repeating of the pattern. So they have to lose Wednesday night, and then they start their streak of 4 in a row. So maybe Byko's for it.
They went 4 in a row, then 4 in a row, and then they had a streak of 2, 2, 2, 2. So maybe 3 is due. So maybe they start their streak of 3 against Straczynski, and then 2 against Byko.
That
You know
would
what I
be
mean?
so funny if Polzer's team wins these 2 games, wins the first game of their playoff series, and then loses the back.
Then they get swept after.
Dude, it could happen. Go back to the standings.
So fucking funny.
If Polzer's team loses Wednesday but wins Sunday, what does that put their record at?
They'd be 10 and 12.
Wow. So they can't really jump much higher than 10. It seems like mathematically, maybe 9 they can get to.
Yeah, because one of these two teams has to win.
But I don't know if
Meyer and Marone have to win, so 11. If they can get to 10, yeah, then they're going to be like 9 or 10 seed, if I had to guess.
Did you beat Polzer, Ryan?
Ryan, I think, stepped away. Oh, he's back. You're
You're
muted, bro.
muted. Yeah,
I got you. You're
we
back.
won.
I'm good.
Essentially, I think if did you beat Wallman, Ryan?
No, we lost.
So if Ryan loses and Polzer goes 1-1 and Wallman loses, Ryan's team goes down to 12, and then whoever won Polzer Wallman would go to 10, and the other would be 11. We lost to Wallman and beat Polzer, so it would probably be like a 1-1-1 tie. And is that when run differential makes a difference? Is that when it comes?
No, there's nothing more confusing than run differential mattering or not mattering.
I think that's the only time that it matters, when there's a 3-way tie with 3 teams with the same record. It's run differential.
Then it goes back. Yeah.
We fucking get out. We get to be out of the mix. So we'd be 10 and we'd face 7, which is some mix of Pingaro, Procure, Goddard, which is disgusting. There's no good place to be where we are. We're just happy that we're not where we were. And that's the kind of the sad truth here. I'm going to take
It's definitely both of us. Potentially to be 500 at the end of the season, where both of us were. We'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm happy that I'm not playing in the playing game. I'm happy we are. I'm happy that we prove stuff to ourselves.
It's a lot of implications, this game.
Because of the implication.
Now, you've said that word implication a couple of times. What implication?
The implication that things might go.
All right, Dennis Reynolds. Who you got? LaRocca -1.5 versus Goldfarb on Union Hill, right? Game of the season right here. Game 4, the number 1 seed of the early of week
That's
1.
tough. Everyone's there that we know of.
Yeah, let's assume everyone's there. I haven't heard otherwise. Not that anyone would tell me, but
No, I think I'm gonna go with Goldfarb.
interesting.
I kind of wish this game was a pick 'em.
1.5 tough, but I mean, Becker's been pitching out of his mind.
Pick them 1.5.
Yeah.
If it's a 1-run game, then we had a nice torrid affair. And
Did you find it interesting that LaRocca's -1.5? You think they're?
I just think they've got more runs for and less against. Look at their run differentials, 2 runs more than them. They've had the same identical season because they've played everyone in their schedule, in their division, and now the only game left is with each other. So these are probably the 2 most equally rated teams, and on paper we can probably rate them accurately. Minus, I know Cole missed a game, Eric missed a game. Like, I know that's happened throughout the vicissitudes of a season, but like, these 2 teams, all the numbers are based. I mean, this is right down the line by Greg. They're exactly a 2-run differential between the 2 with the exact same schedule. So this is 1.5. I think I would take LaRocca still.
I think I would too. I just think Frank, this game might come down to just like managing, and give me Frank to outmanage Alex in a close game for the division.
Can the top 3 of Goldfarb beat the top 7 of Frank? If they all have the days, if they are all playing their best game on the same day, I think they win this game. but I think that's a very fun. I think against every other team in the league, they only need two of those guys to be having very good days. I think for this game they need all three of them, or they need someone to kind of come out of nowhere and have a day. But I think I would take LaRocca, and I'm excited to fucking broadcast this game.
That's going to be a good game for sure.
For sure.
Ryan, you can come call this game with me if you want.
What time is that at? 11:30.
Yeah, you can call the early one with me if you want.
No.
Maybe I get Glenn to come down.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking
you don't know what he's doing in the morning. Guy's always busy.
Yeah. He's in his
speaking of Glenn, Marone Meyer -2.5.
Hey, gotta go, guys. See you. Have a good day.
Kind of a meaningless game now.
Hey, Dom, we gotta log out. See you, Dom. Have a good day.
Guys, it's been proposed that some of these tournaments that Ryan should start calling me daddy because he can't get a hit off of me. So
no, here we go. All right, yeah, relax. Relax here.
We're both safe from the playing game, which is crazy because we both thought not only did people weren't saying this is a game to stay out of the playing game. People were saying that this was a playing game preview. And we were going to have to play each other Sunday.
What was that, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, they were saying we have to play back to back.
Yep.
So, I'm proud of both of our teams. And I think it's nice to be touching you right there in the standings. So it's
going to make for great entertainment on Sunday night, for sure.
Some people, Glenn has been talking shit to me about this game, I think, for 10 days.
Now it doesn't matter. Now it doesn't
matter.
Come on now. And now it doesn't matter, this game.
It matters.
No.
It matters everything. What do you mean?
There's people talking mainly around the Marone estate that this is a championship preview.
I can't. I just can't. I'm gonna let them talk. I love talking. God.
90% of belief is delusion, Ryan.
Is there a side bet on this game?
Yeah,
we do. Me and Dom have a little side bet here. Dom, you can tell the details.
That's bold of you to think I remember the details.
Here we go.
All I know is that I'm in. Whatever.
Yeah, no. So we're basically saying that we're not going to score double digits on them. Doesn't matter if we win or lose. It's the fact that we got to score 10 runs or more.
The bet is Ryan has to buy me a variety case of these Uncle Arnie's.
Yep.
Which I love. If they could lose, but if they score 11 runs, he wins the bet. Yep. So if we keep them to under 11, I get a case of Arnie's. If they score over 11, I got to buy him a case of Surfsides.
Wow. A team bet from a team guy. Look at you, Rye.
You got to have fun with it.
Gotta have fun with it.
And
you guys
there is going to be a little bit of a grill action after the game on Sunday night, after we close down the regular season. So I'm excited to have. I mean, we didn't pick this game. Marone -2.5 is so disrespectful, Greg. I cannot believe. You know what,
Vegas.
Greg played
Vegas.
Yeah. Who's the bookie? I don't know. It's Vegas, right?
You know what? I'm sick. I'm sick of it. We got a better run differential. We score almost the same amount of runs. We give up way less, and we're the higher team.
Dom, they have no respect for us. It's fine. On both teams.
I mean, they're giving you're getting a whole field goal, motherfucker.
Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Because they don't respect us. What the fuck, Ryan? It's as clear as the fucking table Dennis makes his stripper shit on. They have no respect for us and way more respect for you. I'll take Meyer. I'll take Meyer -1.5, and give me the under.
Ryan, who are you taking?
Marone, and what's the over under?
19.5.
Oh, 19.5. I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, also over, and I can't pick between my friends. Just kidding. Give me Meyer.
You could have helped us avoid all of this if you just won on Sunday. You did it for the league. I get it. You're just a league guy.
Big team guy.
Pick the Wednesday game. Who do you think wins the Klaczynski Pollock? Who do you think won?
I think Klaczynski won.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they out energy teams on Wednesday nights.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so am I.
Klaczynski Pollock, pick him.
Krasinski. Yep.
Vegas said Klaczynski -2.5.
What does Vegas say about Polzer and Seth? 2.5.
-4.5
to Seth.
Yes, sir.
Oof.
I mean, Polzer has scored 1 run. 1 run in back-to-back games. 1 run.
Dom. What's going on with Brulo? What's going on with Brulo?
All right, guys, it's
I
time
bust
to
your
go.
chops all the time. I do it all the time.
I think, in a moment of honesty, I will say that Brulo's probably hitting 300 points, 250 points less, and I'm also doing the same. But I think the adjustments that I'm trying to make with the ball, the way like the outfield plays me and makes the field very small, they do the same thing to Brulo with the shift, and they make the field very small for him. And I think it's a lot of frustration, and it's hard. It's hard. Like Dennis and David, they can hit the ball all over. It's a little bit different than a lefty, and it's a large adjustment. And I think he has a lot of pressure on him to do a lot. And my pressure comes on the defensive side, so it makes when I hit 250 not
better.
Yeah. And even though his impact defensively is still very good, that's not why he's drafted where he's drafted. So I think until he figures out he's being a little bit overdrafted now because he's kind of a sexy pick and he's a great guy. And I think that I'm not the guy to fix his swing. I just think I understand from like a mental aspect the pressure of it. And
fair enough.
Someone like Nick Toronto or Marty or someone well suited for that job, we'll sit and like I know Nick and Brulo have a very good relationship, so I know Nick would work with him. It's just about him wanting to kind of change the way he plays a little bit, and I think he'll get drafted a little bit later next year, have a little bit less pressure on him, and I think you'll start to see a better version. But I'd like to see him nuke tomorrow. You got nothing left to play for.
Go out and have fun. That's what it is.
You have a lot to play for, but acting like you have a lot to play for has not given you any results.
No, you had all season to do that, not the last 2 games of the year.
Yeah. Just go out, just try to hit the ball hard in your favorite spot, and try to hit one over the fence, and remind yourself that you're fucking good. He just needs some confidence.
Seth's not notoriously a shift guy either, so I don't expect him to play the shift on him.
He'll shift him, maybe not as hard, and Papa D, I don't think is going to kill him with height, which is what his baseball swing kind of hates. So I don't think he'll loathe the pitching, and I know he likes to get up for a big game, so it's tough. It's tough we played him on a Wednesday night. Like, I've been playing with him for almost a decade now. I know exactly where he hates the ball to be and the ways he hates it.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me feel bad sometimes because trying to help him with his struggles, I understand all of his struggles. It's,
You got to adjust. Has to.
Well said.
I believe in him, though. Very, very. There's very few
people.
Oh,
no, we've had talks. He wants to work on it. Yeah. Off season is a big season.
It's the smartest thing I think you might have ever said. The off season is a big season because that's profoundly prophetic.
Guys, put that on a quote card, T-shirts.
Hey, my God, Ryan, go to bed. Right
No shirts. It's just got to be on the body.
Yeah,
It's just body paint.
wrong guy.
Body paint right here.
Guy. How about it's a shirt of your bare chest?
All right,
There you go.
fine.
There you go. Beautiful.
It's an ugly sweater contest right here.
There you go.
All right. Does that wrap us up? Anything else we want to touch upon? I
No.
appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it, guys.
You good, Dommy?
I'm good, baby. Appreciate all you. We'll see you out on the field Sunday.